Priča o Holivudu i Srbima priča je o Dan Tani i Karl Maldenu. Dvojici prijatelja za ceo život koji su neraskidivo vezani za američku filmsku industriju. Dan Tana je danas jedini Srbin koji kao član Američke akademije filmskih nauka i umetnosti ima pravo glasa prilikom dodele nagrade Oskar. Karl Malden ili Mladen Sekulović jedini je Srbin koji je bio predsjednik Američke akademije filmskih nauka i umetnosti, ali i jedini Srbin dobitnik Oskara za ulogu u filmu Trama izvani želja. Ovo je priča o dva Srbina u Americi koji su svaki na svoj način uspeli da naprave veliki uspeh praktično iz ničega i postanu legende Holivuda. Ovo je prava holivudska priča zasnovana na istinitim događajima. Dobrodošli u drugu epizodu dokumentarne miniserije Dan Tana.
Karl Malden je bio predsjednik 3 godine i bio jedan od najboljih predsjednika akademije. Puno je uradio, čak i zahvaljujući njemu imamo ovu zgradu ovde. Mi imamo nekoliko zgrada, ali imamo jednu zgradu koja je zaista jedna veoma važna. Svi članovi akademije su dali iz svog džepa pare da se ovo obnovi i da se ovo restaurira, da bude što je danas. I ti danas možda dođeš u Hollywood i da vidiš od početka filma do juče šta se radi u Hollywoodu što se tiče filmske industrije. Pa ima puno naših, znate, naših porekla koji su promijenili svoje imena. Karl Malden je bio Mladen Sekulović, a postao je Karl Malden. Ja sam bio Dobrivoje Tanasijević, postao sam Tana. Bio isto, bilo mnogi drugi koji su promijenili svoje imena, jel da? Ali su naši ljudi puno dali i doprinijeli Hollywoodu i hollywoodskoj filmskoj industriji. Mada u Srbiji mi ne znamo o njima, pošto ne znam zašto i do današnjeg dana srpski političari i srpski narod se plaši dijaspore i ne ponose se kad mi uspemo nešto ovde. Više se sa mnom ponose Amerikanci i Englezi nego Srbi. Ali takvi smo mi. Ja sam član akademije od 1989. Da postaneš član akademije, ti moraš da budeš predložen, pa onda glasaju za tebe, a svaka grana, mi imamo 10 raznih grana u akademiji, od glumačke, producentske, režiserske, ja sam u udruženju producenata. Znači, mora 1% da umre ili da napusti akademiju da bi novi član ušao. Mi smo ti koji glasamo za Oskara, imamo razne komitete, ja sam u komitetu za najbolji američki film i za najbolji strani film. To je producentska grana koja nominuje te filmove. Glumci nominuju najbolje glumce, režiseri najbolje režisere, a mi producenti nominujemo najbolje filmove. Članska karta za ovu godinu. Svake godine dozvoljavamo da je obnovite i košta $250. To znači da si član akademije, ti si počastan član, a moraš da platiš za to. Okay? Možeš da ostaneš član akademije, da ne plaćaš članarinu, ali onda nemaš pravo na glasanje. To znači, jednom kad si član, ti si doživotno član. Ali ako plaćaš članarinu, imaš pravo da glasanje. Ako ne plaćaš članarinu, nemaš pravo da glasanje za Oskar.
Mace Newfield, legendarni filmski producent i jedan od najmoćnijih ljudi Hollywooda. Filmovi Omen, Policajac sa Beverly Hillsa, Lov na crveni oktobar ili Patriotske igre samo su neki od doslovno desetine hollywoodskih blockbustera koje je producirao Mace Newfield. A praktično celu karijeru u filmskoj industriji započeo je pod uticajem Dan Tane. Ovo je i priča o prijateljstvu Mace Newfielda i Dan Tane koja traje decenijama. Ovo je priča o jednom prosečnom muzičkom producentu koji je postao jedan od najvećih filmskih producenata svih vremena i jednom prosečnom fudbaleru koji je postao jedan od najuspešnijih vlasnika restorana u istoriji Amerike.
Oh, that's just an hour story. I met Dan in about 1975 through my first late wife and Dan's ex-wife, who were good friends, and we had dinner at his house, and I began to strike up a friendship with him, going to the restaurant, and we decided we'd walk every morning. So every morning, Dan and I and two other friends got up at 6:30 in the morning, and we would walk about 4 miles in less than an hour. Last week, Dan decided to come and walk with me again, and we walked 1 mile in 1 hour because time had changed a lot. At any rate, I began producing films in 1975. I did a film called The Omen, and that was around the time I met Dan. I remember screening the film in London, and Dan's daughter, who was 12, came to the screening, and it was it's a horror film. And after the screening, she said, it's really good, but it's not good for young children, which I thought was funny coming from a 12-year-old. In 1984, I shot a film called The Aviator for MGM in Yugoslavia, and I asked Dan to come over and be my associate producer, which meant he had to supply the food for the Yugoslavian crew and for the American cast, which he did very well. He did it so well that on the third day, I found out that we were feeding about 200 people a day. And I said, where are these people coming from? And Dan said, well, they're the family members of the crew, and they heard that they had good food over here, so they're coming over for lunch every day. So I thought that was really funny. And over the years, we've had great fun, great times. I went to visit Dan in Belgrade. I also went to visit him on the island of Var at his house, which he used to have. I don't think he still has it. And I've also played golf with him. And his two daughters are about the same age as my daughter, and they were very good friends, and have stayed friends since. His daughter's become a very well-known movie producer. And Dan's second marriage to Bibi came about, I think, because I got remarried 9 years ago, and that gave him the courage to ask Bibi to marry him, and so he's been happily married for the same time. Well, he arrived in Los Angeles, according to Dan, with about $10 in his pocket. He came down to see Hollywood from Canada, and he was with a friend, and his friend was picked up on the street by the immigration people, and there was Dan all alone, not having much English. So he went over to the foreign newsstand in Hollywood, and he waited to see if anybody would come over and buy a Yugoslavian paper, but nobody did. And he was walking along the street, and he saw a sign that said "Help Wanted." So he went into the restaurant, and he said, I can help. And they said, okay, you become a dishwasher. And he went into the back of the restaurant, and all of a sudden he saw a young guy who said, Tana. And he said, yes, that's me. He said, well, I saw you play soccer. What are you doing here? He said, well, I'm here. I don't have any money. I'm working. He said, come and live with me. And that started his career in the United States. He also took acting lessons. He did some parts on television. Then he started the first soccer league in Los Angeles, a little too early. It wasn't too successful. And his restaurant became the place to go. And I met many, many stars and politicians and gangsters at his restaurant. And he never wanted to make it bigger. He always said, he had an opportunity to buy the place next door, and he said he didn't want to do it because it was better to have people waiting for tables than having empty tables in the restaurant. So Dan is the kind of guy, if you want him to get something done, you call Dan, and he does it. That's a big deal because all the famous restaurants have gone out of business over the years, and I think Dan's is still having people waiting on the street to get in. His formula is very simple: good food, well served, a lot of noise, and if you're a regular patron, he doesn't keep you waiting. You sit down. And if you have friends from out of town who want to see celebrities, you bring them to Dan Tana's because somebody is there every night. Clint Eastwood, Dabney Coleman, Jimmy Woods, L.A. Laker. It's the place to be, and it's consistent. And Dan really loves people, and he loves being there. It's like a party for him every night.
Angie Dickinson, istinska legenda Hollywooda, dobitnica 2 zlatna globusa i glumica koja je po mnogo čemu istinska zvezda koja traje decenijama. Od westerna Rio Bravo sa Johnom Wayneom do filma Igraj svoju igru sa Georgeom Clooneyem, Angie Dickinson traje više od pola veka u Hollywoodu i to na najvišem nivou. Ovo je priča o višedecenijskom prijateljstvu jednog srpskog fudbalera koji uzima časove glume i jedne mlade američke glumice na početku karijere. Ovo je priča o prijateljstvu Dan Tane i Angie Dickinson.
I have known Dan Tana for now over 60 years. That is when we both met in drama school. And there was a little class of maybe 12 of us in Hollywood, right in the heart of Hollywood. Down the street from us was a great, great cafe that Frank Sinatra always was in. I think he even, Villa Capri it was called. You can find it in most Hollywood history books. We would run down there for a drink or so. We couldn't afford dinner. And then there was another restaurant nearby where we could go for dinner after class on occasion. And Dan had lots of hair then. And so when I started going to the Dan Tana's restaurant, I didn't know it was my Dan Tana that I knew in drama school. And neither one of us was in the drama school for long. But Kim Novak was in our class, and the wife of Robert Stack, who was an actress. So we, it was very credible. And I lost track of Dan until I found him again at his restaurant. Well, I think it's amazing to have a restaurant here last this long, but I think it isn't the restaurant that's so huge as Dan and the restaurant. We were all pretty sure that if he weren't with it, it would be nowhere near that popularity. It would just be a great place to have food, but there's something about him that makes you feel that it's family. I don't know even what it is, but it's a very special place, and it doesn't look 50 years old, and yet it's practically the same. I can't answer that either. It's a little like Gone with the Wind. That doesn't look old. And many movies look old. You like them anyway, but they look old. Gone with the Wind doesn't look old, and neither does Dan Tana's. It's remarkable. But it's also, as they say, not just the friendship of Dan, but his style of friendliness, but in charge, with the head waiters or with the concierge, not the maitre d', with the maitre d' or with the waiters, a bartender, the busboys that pack up the to-go food and all. They all seem almost like family. So it's not so amazing, but it is amazing. I'm not sure I can explain why Dan is such a great character. Even on a TV show that we had last year called The Newsroom, they had a character named Dan Tana because the writer, Aaron Sorkin, happened to have loved Dan Tana's restaurant, so he named one of the characters on The Newsroom Dan Tana. He was a villain, but nevertheless he was named that because of Dan. I don't think, we have to be honest, I don't think Dan Tana is known across the country. Maybe in New York by people who have come to Hollywood, but let's be honest, I don't think he's known, except now with Google. You know, you can know somebody and check them out and find out so much because it's so wonderful. With the press of a button, you can find out a lot about somebody. But I don't, if I find out, I'm going to be wonderfully happy about that. But I think he's just well known in Los Angeles, Hollywood, and it's a great place where it's not too much money, it's not too sophisticated. You can go in dressed any way you want, from dirty jeans to the nines. You can feel comfortable no matter who you bring there, and the food is fantastic. And let's not forget, that's the most important thing, is the food. If you don't have good food, you don't have a good restaurant. And he's got great food. And then you've got all the cream and icing on the cake that I've just explained, and especially Dan Tana.
Možda i najteži zadatak svakog uspešnog roditelja jeste stvaranje uslova za to da ga sopstveno dete jednoga dana nadmaši. Ovo je priča o Dan Tani i Gabrieli Tani. Ovo je retka priča o ocu koji je uspeo da svoju ćerku izvede na put globalnog uspeha u jednoj od najtežih profesija američke filmske industrije. Ovo je priča o velikom uspehu Gabriele Tane, koja je zbog globalnog uspeha filma Filomena proglašena za najboljeg filmskog producenta Hollywooda u 2013. godini.
Mogu da kažem da je Gabriela već od rane mladosti izgrađivala svoj put, neovisno od Dentani. Ali Dentana je dobar otac, on ima jako dobar odnos sa svojim kćerima i pomaže im savjetima, naravno. Ali uglavnom one imaju na njega tu energiju. Obadve su u biznisu, jedna je potpuno drugi biznis, fashion design i kuće i interijeri, uređenje kuća i tako dalje, a ova u filmskom biznisu Gabriela. Tako da u tom smislu one su naslijedile od njega tu poslovnost, jel? Energiju. A inače nema tu, a što se mene tiče, da, moja djeca isto neka se bave tim poslom. Danilo je režiser filmski i misli da je jako talentiran i dobar. Sad smo zajedno radili ovaj film Oslobođenje Skoplja, režirali. Kćerka Lucija mi je dugo godina glumica, jedna od najinteresantnijih mladih glumica u Hrvatskoj. Nina, moja Ilenkina, isto ima smisla za glumu, sad studira film u Americi, u Filadelfiji. Tako da to je jedna normalna stvar, jel? Nas ljudi koji se bavimo filmom, jel?
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up hearing about stories about him as an actor him selling tickets in Belgrade on the black market to Laurel and Hardy films. So at the age of 6 or something like that. So somehow there was always the spirit of movies around me.
Ne mogu da setim kako sam upoznao Dantanu. Upoznao sam prvo njegovu kćerku, Gabrielu. Gabriela Tana je slučajno bila producent prvog filma koji sam nekad u životu radio, koji se zove Tuđa Amerika, koji je režirao Goran Paskaljević, i tako smo se zapravo... A kako sam upoznao Dobrivoja, nemam blagog pojma. Mislim, to je bilo malo kasnije u Los Angelesu.
Well, right now, working on numerous things. Working on a bunch of things with Steve Coogan after Philomena. Have another few projects with Ray Fiennes. I'm based in London, so that's really where everything's sort of set. But, you know, European films, feature films, and some television as well.
Uspeti u Hollywoodu, ali uspeti trajno, je nešto jako, jako teško. I zbog toj ogromne konkurencije i zbog ogromnih standarda, ali opet to je isto s druge strane grad koji svakome daje šansu. Ono što sam ja siguran, to je da je Dan Tana na najbolji mogući način pomogao svojoj ćerki, jer on je možda imao u svojim producentskim, ne znam da li o tome pričao, ali on je imao svakakvih iskustava i promašaja i pogodaka i tako dalje, jer mislim da on je bio pionir. Znači čovek koji je pionirski time počeo da se bavi, i onda sam siguran da je sva ta svoja iskustva na pravi način, pošto je on jedan izuzetno inteligentan čovek, na pravi način preneo svoje ćerki i naučio je upravo nečemu što ne može baš da te nauči Hollywood kada si mlad.
Once again, because of the nature of my business, which was always an international business, I've seen many international men come over here and try and succeed in Hollywood in many different ways. And they fail. They fail because they are successful in their own world, and they come here and they think that they can do it their way instead of the way it is Hollywood. I wasn't there at the beginning for Dan, but he seemed like he was a humble man who accepted, advice and accepted rules and played within the rules, and the world fell in love with him for being a humble man who happened to have a good time wherever he was. And for me, in Hollywood, your career is up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Not once when I came to the restaurant did he make me feel like I was down. Even when I didn't have money, he was very generous and, always made me feel welcome here. I became very friendly with his daughter, and he made me feel part of the family. And it's very special. I'm very grateful to be in Dan Tana's life.
I can't think. Is there anything else that you think I should? I guess maybe one thing that I should just say is that, when you grow up with somebody, my father is an amazing, charismatic, larger-than-life character, and when you're exposed to that sort of energy, it sort of inspires, I guess, an original life, which is what happens when you work in the entertainment business. I often ask him to read things to get his impressions, because he's got a very good instinct about things.
Mislim da je verovatno ceneći naravno talenat i znanje njegove ćerke, ne umanjujući njen udeo u svemu tome, ali siguran sam da je jednu od ključnih uloga odigrao upravo njen otac, koji je imao jedno jako zanimljivo producentsko iskustvo u svom životu. I ne znam koliko ćete o tome istraživati, ali on je pokušavao i sa nekim našim autorima da radi i pokušavao je razne rizične filmove tamo da radi i imao je svakakvu vrstu iskustava, kažem, i pozitivne i negativne, i to je sigurno uticalo na njegovo izuzetno široko i utemeljeno znanje o produkcionom poslu. Jedna priča koja povezuje glamur Hollywooda i svet profesionalnog sporta u Americi upravo je priča o doživotnom prijateljstvu Dan Tane i Jerrya Bussa, vlasnika košarkaškog kluba LA Lakers. Prijateljstvo koje je trajalo decenijama počelo je u restoranu Dan Tana i trajalo je do smrti Jerrya Bussa. Ovo prijateljstvo jednog Srbina i jednog Amerikanca uticalo je na istoriju NBA lige, pre svega kroz početak dolaska velikih evropskih igrača u Ameriku, koja je svoj početak imala u dolasku Vlade Divca iz Partizana u LA Lakers-e. Ovo je priča o vezi Hollywooda i sporta. Ovo je priča o istinskom prijateljstvu dva čoveka, koje je jednom za svagda stavilo Srbiju na mapu NBA lige.
Davne, nažalost, 1989. godine, ja sam odlučio da idem u NBA. Imao sam nekih dojava da ću vjerojatno završiti između 5. i 15. mesta na draftu, međutim to se nije dogodilo. Veoma razočaran sam čekao kraj drafta i igrom slučaja Lakersi su mene izabrali kao 26. Da bi ja kasnije saznao da sam imao prilike da biram, ja bi vjerojatno pogrešio jer ne bi izabrao Lakerse. Imao sam sreću da budem izabran od Lakersa. Novi početak u Los Angelesu svakako je bio za mene nešto fenomenalno veliki izazov, ali pre svega sam imao sreću što sam došao u veoma organizovanu ekipu, vjerojatno uz Manchester United najkompletniji, najpopularniji, najorganizovaniji sportski klub na svetu, a onda uz to i život u Los Angelesu mi je bio veoma drag, jer veoma je lako naviknuti se na lepu klimu kakva je u Los Angelesu.
Da u tom vremenu kad smo mi bili u San Diego na pripremama, Lakersi su igrali neku utakmicu u svojoj sali i ja kažem Dan Tani, vidi, možda ne bi bilo loše, ipak kad smo već ovde, da momci vide ipak taj neki NBA doživljaj. To je nešto izuzetno, verovatno ćemo ostati u večnom sećanju. I Dan kaže, dobro, evo, vidjet ću, javit ću ti se sutra dan, nije sutra dan, već popodne on mene zove i kaže, vidi, čekaju vas 40 ulaznica na blagajni Lakers, ja kažem, koliko treba da platimo? On kaže, ne treba ništa se plati, to su besplatne ulaznice. Ja kažem, izvini, ja nisam još do sad vidio da u Americi postoje besplatne ulaznice. Kaže, Zeko, celu ekipu i rukovodstvo i sve povedi, imate 40 ulaznica i to je, ja mislim, bio jedan izuzetan događaj. Dođete tamo na blagajnu, kažete FK Partizan i kažu da, izvolite, 40 ulaznica i mi uđemo unutra, puna hala. Mislim da je to bio izuzetan doživljaj za momke koji su mladi, koji su tada posle nekih sankcija i nekih 10 godina zatvora u kojoj je živela Srbija, bio izuzetan doživljaj koji nam je on priredio.
Evo nas u novom delu naše priče o Los Angelesu. Pored nas je Mik Kopča, generalni menadžer LA Lakersa, koji to mesto drži još od 2000. godine. Razgovaramo o Dan Taninoj vezi sa Lakersima, sa vlasnikom Jerryem Bussom i o vezama košarke iz Srbije i Evrope generalno sa LA Lakersima. Mr. Kopčak, thank you for your participation in our program. For start, our friend Dan Tana celebrating 50 years of Dan Tanas. He's one of the most recognizable Serbian faces in America. Can you explain how deep are relations between LA Lakers and Dan Tana, maybe for a few decades now?
Well, when I came to Los Angeles in 1981, from Washington, D.C., one of the first restaurants I was taken to was Dan Tana's on a late evening with a friend of mine from Washington, a fellow by the name of Nils Lofgren. And about a year later, I played for the Lakers for a couple of years, and then when I retired from the Lakers in '86, I worked with Jerry West. And Jerry started taking me on a regular basis to Dan Tana's. And that was in 1986, so that's been almost 30 years from now. As everybody knows, Dan is a sportsman, for many, many years. And our owner, Dr. Jerry Buss, was a sportsman for many, many years. Whether it was basketball or track or football, he just loved sports. And I think Jerry Buss went to Dan Tana's before Jerry West did, which was in the 70s and the early 80s. And everybody knows Dr. Buss passed away about a year ago. I went to see him about 18 months ago, and after about an hour, it was dinner time. And one of the people that worked for Jerry walked into his hospital room with a big bag of wonderfully smelling food. And I said, Jerry Buss, what are you doing? Where are you getting? He goes, I just sent my guy out to go to Dan Tana's or bring me dinner.
Then, if we speak about your connection to LA Lakers, this is your only love in basket. You are a fan of Lakers for a decade, but you have witnessed Serbian players that arrived here and make history of this club, not just through your friendship with Jerry Buss, but by great players that played for Lakers.
I have the greatest respect for one of the greatest owners of any sports franchise in the world. When he went, God bless him, there was no player, there was no employee who was not crying. Even my employees were crying. He was a man's man. He loved life, he loved the sports, he loved women, he loved taking chances. And I had many, many wonderful experiences with him. I must say, one time, I tried to get advertising in the program, and they sent me a bill and everything. And I said, Jerry, you're going to eat here for 5 years for this. He said, Dan, don't pay it. I just want to make sure that I get a table. But you will be in every program. Don't you worry about it. I cannot tell you the loss that the franchise had it, but now it's in the hands of his father, his son, actually, his son and Mitch, and I just wish Mitch and Jim same success or 50% of the success that Jerry had. I think he's up there in heaven looking at and rooting for the Lakers.
For the conclusion, accidentally or not, first guy who broke the ice of European players in NBA was accidentally Serb and accidentally played for the Lakers. How you estimate now, up to maybe 20 years later, this Serbian contribution to the NBA character and the character of LA Lakers?
Well, we're speaking about Vlade Divac, obviously, and I'll never forget when he came to Los Angeles. We drafted him. Jerry West drafted him, and all we had was film for about a minute or two. And then somebody who represented him said, Jerry, this is a really good player. You should draft him. But we just had a little bit of film, because back then we did not scout in Europe that much. So Jerry West, I remember the moment when he made the phone call to New York to do the draft. He said, we cannot pass on a talent like this. He's too good to pass on. So we drafted him. And 2 weeks later, Vlade and his wife, Anna, they had just gotten married. And they got off the plane in Los Angeles. And Jerry and I were at the gate. And the excitement and the anticipation of the people walking off the airplane and us just looking and looking. And then this big, huge man comes out with a beard, and a beautiful woman, which was his wife, Anna, come out. And we race to them, and we start talking to them, and of course they couldn't speak English then. Okay? But that was the introduction to Los Angeles. And, of course, Vlade had a wonderful Los Angeles Laker career. He would still be with the Lakers, except we had to trade him for Kobe Bryant. That's the only person we would have traded Vlade for, was for Kobe. And we brought Vlade back at the end of his career, and he's done some scouting for us and some consulting for us, and he'll always be a part of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Na svaki izgovor imena dr. Jerry Bassa ja se uvek nežim, jer je on čovjek koji je neverovatna harizma i čovjek koji je bio, da kažem, uz Jerry Westa najzaslužniji što sam ja bio deo Lakersa. Ali definitivno čovjek koji je najzaslužniji zašto sam se ja i penzionisao kao deo Lakersa. Jer je godinu dana pre mog isteka ugovora u Sacramentu me zvao i rekao mi: sine, ja hoću da se ti vratiš u Lakersa, jer si ti uvek Lakers i moraš da završiš karijeru. Tako sam se ja vratio u Lakersa, moje zadnjih godina dana 2, odnosno sam proveo u Lakersima. Ali iskustvo moje sa Jerry Westom, odnosno Jerry Bassom i Dan Tanom je, viđao sam ih uvek u Dan Tane i u restoranu posle naših utakmica, viđao sam ih na utakmicama zajedno u svojoj loži, gde je Jerry Bass uvek gledao utakmice. Bili su negde jako sličnih godina, da kažem, tako da me uopšte ne čudi da su tako bili bliski. Ja respekt jedan prema drugome je bio fascinantan. Mislim da su se mnogo cenili i zapravo voleli, što pokazuje i samo njihovo druženje do kraja života dr. Bassa.
Zato što smo mi Srbi. Zato što mi ne volimo uspešne ljude i to što kaže Meša Selimović, čudna je ovo zemlja, ovde preziru neuspešne, a mrze uspešne. Mislim da je to rečenica iz Tvrđave ili tako nečega. I to definitivno stoji za nas. Strašno je, pogotovo ako neko ode napolju pa napravi nešto, pa se onda vrati ovde, onda ga svi ovde gledaju kao, nećeš ti sad nama da pameteš, sad si ti došao nas da... Jer šta je poenta? Poenta je u tome ako je neko sposoban pa je napravio nešto, to ono gomilu koja je prosek, koja je gnevna, zavidna, ljubomorna, ona se ne ugleda na tog čoveka da kaže, aha, kako je čovek napravio, hoću i ja ovako. Mislim, to mi je uzor, idol. Ne, oni će da ga njegova sposobnost podsjeća na njihovu nesposobnost. Ako je nečija sposobnost vidljiva, onda je njihova nesposobnost još vidljivija. Tako da je Gomiletina vrlo sklona tome da ga povuče dole, što se recimo sa Dantanom i desilo. Dođi ti s nama lepo da smrdiš u masi, da vidiš kako je ovde. Puf, kad te mi opampračimo, nećeš ti nama da učiš, da deliš lekcije. To je jednostavno naša najveća mana. I dok se ne budemo toga kurtalisali, nećemo negdje moći da mrdnemo dalje. To je definitivno jasno.
Mogu ja to da kažem u jednoj rečenici. A gde ste vi videli da Srbi vole uspešne ljude?
I think we're blessed. We're lucky. I think his is one of those stories. I think, when you take a look at Tesla, it's another story. Pupin, who arrived basically broke. I think he arrived with maybe 5 cents, and the first day he was there, he bought something baked that was supposed to have prunes in it, at least in his autobiography. He said the only thing that were prunes were the prune pits. There were no prunes. But all of these people have built a success coming with nothing because of the nature of when they came and whatever. I think that that's great. I would say that all of them brought something from here.
Dan Tana nije ni želeo to da radi ovde, nešto slično. On je dolazio ovde nekoliko puta godišnje da se relaksira, da se podsjeti na mladost. Ja sam, na primjer, bio kod njega na otvaranju crkve. On je rođen blizu Beograda, kad je otvarao crkvu koju on obnovio sa novim freskama. To nije javnost ni znala. On je takav, on je jedan dobrotvor koji ne želi da se zna i mislim da ovde nije želeo da ulazi u neke poslove. Ovde je samo dolazio da se podsjeti na mladost, da se podsjeti na neke svoje prijatelje i da se vrati tamo da radi. Tako da mislim da je to osnovni razlog. Ne da on nije uspeo ovde, on nije hteo da radi ovde.
Pa ne slažem se uopšte da smo mi uništili njega, Dan Tana je neuništiv. On prosto je čovek koji je, kažem, kao što sam malo pre rekao, vanvremenski i te naše sitne začkoljice i zavisti te otežavajuće okolnosti kad su u pitanju naši ljudi koji se vrate ovde su nešto što je normalno, što se dešava svima, nije samo njemu, ali on uspeo da se izdigne iznad svega toga, da nam čak ni ne zameri na svemu tome, jer prosto je čovek koji ima toliku širinu, koji je prošao ceo svet i vrlo dobro razume i to i ko smo mi, šta smo, i da on misli drugačije ne bi se ni vraćao ovde, da nam to uzima za zlo. Međutim, on je uspeo da prevaziđe sve te stvari i da i dalje i u ovim godinama pokušava da pomogne ovom našem narodu, našem fudbalu na svoj sebi svojstven način, koliko je to u njegovim mogućnostima, bez ljutnje, bez ikakve negativne energije, bez obzira na sva dešavanja ovde, tako da njemu zaista svaka čast na svemu onome što je uradio, a uradio je možda ponajviše u zadnjih 20 godina za srpski fudbal.
People don't care what accent you have in America. You speak English with a crappy accent, nobody really cares. Look at Henry Kissinger's done okay. It's not who you were, it's who are you? What have you done lately? Not who are your parents and who are your grandparents. And so it's allowed some of these people to really prosper. I think it's great. I look forward to lots more stories like that. But I think that it's the sort of, we don't care what your accent is. You want to work hard, fine. You don't want to work hard, well, okay, but then don't expect anything. And he's an example of working hard, not complaining particularly, taking the bright side of life. Got a smile on his face pretty much all the time. That's worth thinking about. But he's one of, a number of examples. But I think it's something he brought with him. There was something maybe here. You guys are pretty emotional folks in Serbia. So I think, that love of life, that's maybe if we can close on that. He seems to love life, being engaged, being with young people because they're the future of any country. He wants to do that, and that love of life allowed him to be successful, that optimism that comes with the love of life. And I think my country allowed him to do that, but it was a lot of him in that.
Ovo je sve što smo za vas pripremili u drugoj epizodi serijala Dan Tana. Hvala vam na pažnji. A u našoj finalnoj, trećoj epizodi dokumentarne miniserije Dan Tana gledat ćete.
On me zove kada dođi brzo da vidiš jedno čudo. Šta je bi? Ja dođem. Bio sam blizu sa stanom njega. Dođem tamo, šta je čudo? Sjatile se ispred njegovog restorana, filmske ekipe, novinari, televizije američke. Šta je? Slikaju jednu rodu. To je potpuno čudo da je roda doletjela na svom putu prema tamo dole gdje je išla, više ne znam, dole, da li za Australiju, da li za Novi Zeland ili gdje. Roda je ispred njegovog restorana sletila dole i tamo se odlučila odmoriti.